Hello everyone, welcome back to Android Hub channel. In the previous video, we learned how to connect Firebase project to any Android application, and we learned how to generate the token and in which cases the token can be regenerated, how to generate the token manually. Now, in today we will learn how to send the push notification to the device. Okay, so before sending the push notification, we should know how many types of messages FCM provides. So we have the notification messages and the data messages. So whenever we are sending the notification messages, so it will be handled automatically by the FCM SDK. And if you are sending the data messages, then it are handled by the client app only. Okay, means you have to handle it on the client side. So I'll show you both the cases. And this is the format in which the data will be sent to your device. This is a message, and the token is basically your FCM token, which we've seen in the previous video, and this will be your JSON object. This is the notification, means this is your notification payload. It contains the title and the body. And if you are handling the data payload, then the data will be your the key, and inside that all the information are in the key value pair. And you can send both the notification and the data payload together, like a notification object and the data object. Okay, so in this way you can trigger and send the notification to any of the device. Now, as I already told you, like whenever you are sending the notification payload, it will automatically handle in your application when your app is in the background. But when your app is running or in the foreground, then your app receives the message in the Firebase messaging service, and you have to handle it. Now let's see how to do that. Now the first thing is, just come over here. We need to register one more action, that is your action name com.google.firebase messaging event. Okay, now after that we have registered our messaging event. Now just enable the logcat. Now go to the console, and in the console you have to go to the cloud messaging, and from the cloud messaging we are going to trigger the notification. So just click on the send your first message. Here the title we have to give notification title, notification message, or body, you can say, you can give anything. So if you see in the application, it will look like this: title, message, or body. Here the image will come, and in the iOS it will look like this. Okay, now I'm going to click on send test message. Here I have to give my token, like the device token. So I'm going to get it from here, from the application. Just copy it and paste it over here. Click on add button. So the token has been added over here. Now I can send the notification on it. Now let's suppose my app is in the background and I'm sending the notification. Just click on the test, and if you see, I've received the notification. It contains the notification title and the message and the body. So in this way I can receive the notification in my device, and if I click on it, it is going to open my main activity. Okay, now let's suppose our app is running. In that case, if I'm going to send the notification, then what is going to be happen? Nothing happen, because as I told you, notification payload can only be the FCM SDK is automatically handled when app is in the background, but when app is running, it cannot handle it. In that case, we have to handle it. So how to handle it? We have one more message on message received. It has the remote message as an object. So this remote message will contain the data payload as well and the notification payload as well. So let's check. First I'm going to notification remote message dot from, it will tell you from where it is coming. Now if remote message dot notification should not equal to null, because in some cases it can be null, in some cases cannot be null, means when you are only sending the data payload, in that case it can be null, so we have to add a check as well. Now I'm going to get the title, remote message dot get notification dot get title, and I'm going to get the body as well, body. Now let's print it whether we are getting or not. Title, body. Now let's run our application again. Okay, application is running. Now let's click on the send message. Now if you see here, notification, the from it is printing, and it is also printing the notification title and the body as well. Okay, so that means we are getting the notification payload in this method. Now let's suppose my app is in the background, so in that case whether I'm going to receive the data over there or not, I'm just going to click on the test. So if you see, nothing is printing over here, and we have received the notifications as well. So that means when app is in the background, in that case you won't get any callback over here if you're sending the notification payload. Now the next thing is we have to display the notification. To display the notification, we need to use the notification manager to create the notification and all to display the notification. So let's go ahead and create the private void show notification, and here we are going to expect the title and the body. Okay, here we will be needing the notification manager, get application context dot get system service context dot notification service. Now we have to create the notification builder. Builder, new notification builder, get application context dot set content title, set content text, which will be our body. What else we can do? Set small icon, which will be required, r.mipmap.ic launcher. Set large icon, bitmap factory dot resource, get application get resources, dot drawable bitmap dot ic launcher, and after that we have to provide the auto cancel as true. Auto cancel as true means whenever the user will click on the notification, it should get auto dismissed. Now set content intent. So here it means the content intent means whenever the user will click on it, where exactly it should go. So it is expecting a pending intent. So before the pending intent, we have to create the intent as well. New intent. Okay, intent. This to main activity dot class, and here the pending intent pending intent dot get activity, get application context, and after that what are the other things it required? Int, intent, and int. Okay, so here the int is your request code. After that we have to pass the intent. After that pending intent dot flag update current. Okay, so here this is your current context. After that we have the request code. So request code in the pending intent is used to identify whenever you have to identify the pending intent header and the current intent where it should go, and this is the flag. So flag means a flag update current means if the current notification is displayed and another notification came, so in that case it should update the title and the body, but it should not replace the current one. Okay, it's going to update the current one only. It has the other flags as well, like cancel current, like it will not update the current one, immutable, or create unshort. Okay, so I'm just going to use the current one. Now after that, notification manager dot notify and builder dot build. So here notification, this is your notification ID which will help you to get the notification again, or if you want to clear the notification manually. So for each and every notification it should be different as well. Now just click show notification with the title and the body. Okay, now I think we have imported the wrong one. Yeah, we have to use the notification compact dot builder, which is your Android X1. So here if you see, it's giving the strike through means it is deprecated. So it is deprecated because we have to use the notification channel. So what is notification channel? Notification channels are introduced in the Android Oreo Plus devices so that the user will be having more control on the notification to enable them, to disable them, and to change any kind of functionality related to the notifications. And you can group all the notifications inside your notification channel. So let's give you a simple example. If you're working on an e-commerce application, so there you will be having like promotional kind of notification, like you want to send the notification to the customers. So that notification, for that kind of notification, you are going to create one channel so that the user can enable them or disable them, and you'll be having another channel which will be used to send the order update. Okay, like the order is dispatched, or anything related to the order. So you have created two channels. So that means if user has disabled the notification, that promotional channel, then the user will still be able to receive the order updates. But if you are going to uh, combine both the promotional and the order update into a single notification channel, then if the user is disabled at particular channel, then he'll not able to receive any kind of other notification. So you should decide like how you are going to segregate your notification using the notification channels. So let's create the notification channel. Create notification channel, notification channel, notification channel, new notification channel. So here you have to provide the notification ID. So notification ID is your string ID. I'm just giving any random ID. After that, the name of the notification, notification channel name. Yeah. So this just test notification. I'm just giving a random name, but you should give a meaningful name. After that, the importance. Okay, so I'm giving the high. So you can decide the importance on the basis of how important your notification is. So it has like importance high, low, maximum, in default, none. we're using the importance size, so that means the user, we are going to display the notification properly to the user. And let's suppose if you're working promotional one, then it depends, like the user can receive or cannot receive it. So in that case you can put the importance as low or minimum. Now it's giving some red lines. I'm just going to add the required permission, because this notification channel is only used for API level ON plus devices. Now after that you can do other things as well, like set description, my test notification channel. Now you can set the other things as well, like if I want to set the importance or the height, color, badge, sound, vibration pattern, or other things you can do, but I don't have that requirement right now, so I'm not doing it. Now notification channel. Now I have to create the notification channel, so I have to use the notification manager again. Notification manager dot create notification channel, and just pass the notification channel over here. Now I have to call this method as well, so I'm just going to call it over here, create notification channel. It will give me error because it requires the Oreo plus devices, so I'm just putting the method inside the if else condition. Okay, and it doesn't matter, like if the notification channel is already created, if you're calling it again, then it won't recreate it, it will just ignore it. Okay, so it doesn't matter like if you're calling it again and again. And basically you should keep this method inside your application class or somewhere place where it should be going to be called once or twice. Okay, now I'm going to pass this channel ID which I've created over here. I'm going to use it over here. Now the application error is gone. Now now whenever I'm going to receive the notification, I'm creating the notification channel as well, and I'm showing the notification as well. Now let's run on my project and let's see. Okay, let's display the logcat. Okay, my app is running. Let's trigger the notification. Now if you see, I've received the notification which I have created here. I'm printing the hogs as well. Okay, and if I'm going to click on the notification, then it's opening the same activity. Now if I click on the back press, now if you see, it's creating two instances of the activity. If I clicking on one more back press, then it's killing the activity. Now how to overcome this issue? To do that, we have to add the launch mode to our activity, which is single top. Single top means if your activity is on the top of the stack, in that case it's not going to recreate the activity. Okay, it's going to use this, it is going to use the same instance of an activity, and the callback you're going to get is in the new intent. Okay, so let's suppose log.d on new intent called. Okay, now let's run the app again. Okay, now let's send the notification again. I received the notification. I'm going to click on it. Now if you see, on new intent get call, so that means it's not recreating the instance. Now if I click on the back press, it's going to close the app. So in this way you can handle the navigation, like how to create the activities and all whenever the notification will come. Now the next thing is we are going to send the notification from the user segment. So here it means, let's suppose you are going to send the notification to all the users which are in your application, using your application. So here I'm using the target is user, and I'm going to select my package name and just next. And you can schedule it like how or any other time if you want to do that. I'm just going to send it now. I don't have any conversion events, and just review and publish it. So if you see, I have received the notification. If I'm going to click it, it's going to open the my activity. Okay, and let's suppose if my app is running, so in that case if I have to do it, then just duplicate the notification, review it and publish it again, and I receive the notification. If I'm going to click it, then it's not recreating the activity, it's going to use the same instance of an activity. Okay, so in this way you can send the notification payload when your app is in the background, app is in the foreground, or any other case. Now the next scenario is when now we are also going to send the data payload as well with the notification payload. How to do that? You have to come to the additional options. Here you have to define your payload. Data 1, data 2, value 1, you can define anything. I'm just going to give hello, welcome. Okay, now just I'll be on the background. Now just review it, publish it. If you see, I have received the notification, and if you click on it, you came to the activity. Now in this case, how you are going to read the data when your app is in the background and you are also sending the notification, the data payload together, because you are not getting any callback in the on message received method. So in that case, you are going to get the data in the intent. Let's create one method, private void handle notification data. So bundle, we are going to get in the bundle only, get intent dot get extras. If bundle not equal to null, now over here we need to check string if bundle dot contains key data 1, because the data we are going to send are like inside, these are the keys data 1, data 2. So data 1 should be there. If data 2 is also there, then I'm just going to print them. Bundle dot get string data 1 and just print the same data 2, data 1, and just call this method from here on create. Now let's rerun the app again. Okay, app is running. Now send the notification again. Just review, publish, and we receive the notification. Now I'm going to click on it. Now if you see, I have received the data 1 and data 2, hello, welcome, both the data I'm getting over here. So here the data which you're going to get is the launching activity. So right now my main activity is my launching activity. So if you have splash activity, then this intent data you'll be getting in that particular activity. Okay, so you should be careful like where exactly you should be using this intent. Now my app is running, so in that case, if I have to send the notification with the data notification, so I'm just going to review it and publish it. So I've received the notification, but if you see right now only the notification payload is printing. So I have to print the data payload as well. To do that, I have to check remote message dot get data dot size greater than 0. If you see, it's returning me a map of string and string object. So I have to check this size of the hash map over here. Now let's print it. Now to print the data, I'm just going to iterate the hash map dot entry string entry remote message dot get data dot entry set. Okay, and I have to print the key entry dot get key and value entry dot get value. Okay, now let's rerun the app. Okay, so let's send the notification again. We send the notification, and now if you see, I'm getting the key as data1, value as hello, key as data2, and value as welcome. So in this way we can get the data as well. So here like right now we are using the notification with the hints. Right now we are using the notification and the data payload together, so that's why we are going to use the notification payload to show the notification and the data payload to do some external stuffs. And let's suppose only if you are getting the data payload, you're not getting the notification payload. So in that case you have to display the notification, then the same thing show notification, you should be using it over here, and you have to pass the title and body to display the notification. Okay, so right now from the FCM console we cannot only send the data payload, so so that's why I cannot showcase you that part. Okay, so in this way you can send the notification payload, data payload, and you can consume the notification in your device. We are going to learn how to send the topic message to the Android device. So what basically the topics and where exactly we need to use them. Topics are based on the subscription and the unsubscription model, where a device can subscribe the topic and unsubscribe the topic whenever it is required, and you can send the notification on a multiple devices by using the topics. So in which cases you should use them. So let's suppose you have a e-commerce application. So in the e-commerce application you will be having promotional notifications. So promotion notifications will be sent to bunch of customers. So in that case, instead of using each and every customer's token, you should be using it to topic. Like you are going to create a topic with the name of promotional, and all the devices are subscribed to the particular topic, and whenever you are going to trigger the notification on the topic, all the devices will receive it. Now in the other case, if you are using if you have to update the customer about their orders, so in that case you should not use the topic, because that order is only related to a single customer. So in that case you only have to use the token of that particular device. In the topics also there can be like notification payload and the data payload. So topic is just a model, but internally you are going to send the data payload and the notification payload as well, depending on the requirement. Now let's see how you can subscribe and unsubscribe the topic in your device, and how you can send the notifications as well. Now let's come to the application. I'm going to create two more buttons to subscribe the topic. I'm going to take an example of the news application, where you have categories like sports and entertainment. Now once you subscribe it, you should also be able to unsubscribe it. Okay, now let's implement the click events. Okay, we have created the events. Now we have to subscribe to Firebase messaging get instance subscribe to topic, and here we have to give our topic name. So the topic name can be a string only, and if the topic is already present in your Firebase, then it's going to use that, and if it is not present in the Firebase, then it's going to create it a new one. Dot add on success listener, and it can be failed as well in some cases. Add on failure listener. Okay, and so here I'm going to use the display toast message, subscribe to sports, and fail to subscribe if any exception occurs. Okay, so in the same case I have to use it for the entertainment as well. So instead of rewriting the same code again, I'm going to extract this code and private void subscribe to topic, and the topic name I have to pass, and this topic I can use it over here and over here. Okay, so I can just call it from here, subscribe to topic sports and subscribe to entertainment. Then now to do the unsubscription, this very slightly change over here, which is unsubscribe to topic. That's it. Unsubscribed, spelling mistake. Okay, the same thing you have to call it over here, unsubscribe to topic. The same topic you have to pass it over here. If there is any spelling mistake, then it won't be able to unsubscribe you. Cool. So in this way you can do the subscription and the unsubscription. Now let's run our project and let's send the notifications as well. Okay, now I'm going to click on the subscribe to sports. So if you see subscribe to sports message is coming, so that means it is successfully subscribed to sports. Now I have to send the notification. So to send the notification, I'm just going to duplicate the one, and here in the target I'm going to use the topic. Here I'm going to pass the sports. Okay, next, and review and publish. And if you see, my app will receive the notification. Okay, so in this way only the devices which are subscribed to the particular topic will receive the notification. Now let's suppose in this device I haven't subscribed to the entertainment topic. So if I'm going to send the notification to the entertainment topic, then my device should not receive it. Now let's see, target entertainment publish. So my device has not received the notification, which is correct. Now I'm going to subscribe to entertainment, and I have subscribed it. Now again I'm going to send the notification. Let's review. See, my target is still entertainment, and just publish it, and I'll receive the notification. Now I've subscribed to both the topics and I'm going to receive the notifications as well. Now let's suppose I'm going to unsubscribe to sports first. Unsubscribe, successful. Now if I'm going to send the notification to the sports topic, it should not receive it. Okay, topic is sports, publish. I'm not going to receive it. So that's correct. Now I'm going to unsubscribe to entertainment as well. Done. Now I'm going to send the notification. Review, publish, and I'll not receive the notification. So here there is one challenge, like you cannot check whether you already subscribed to the particular topic or not. So to manage the subscription and the unsubscription, you have to maintain in the preferences, or you can add any kind of logic to your code. So in this way you can subscribe to the topic, unsubscribe to the topic, you can create the topics as well, and you can handle the notification which are coming from the topics. And if you see, whenever you are getting the notification from the topic, you can check in the from which we have added the over the log. You can check like it is coming from the topics, and here it is the topic name on which it is triggered. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe.